Hi, everybody. Welcome to Katie in the Morning. I'm Katie Page, Director of Member Relations at the National Association of Healthcare Assistants. Today, I want to talk to you about one of my favorite things. It's my favorite season for fall fundraising and events. It is just, the colors are starting to come out. You just get this feel good that it's a mixture between crisp breeze and warm days. And I don't know, it's just something about the fall that brings out the best in people. Spring and fall, it seems, are the two best seasons to see the best sides of people out there. So I wanted to talk to you guys about fall fundraising and events today a little bit. The first thing, when you're going to plan an event, make sure that you give at least a month's notice. Let people know when it is, when it begins and when it ends, where it's going to be so that they can make arrangements to be there. I think that's probably the biggest downfall, especially with social media events that are being planned at the drop of a dime. People aren't getting enough notification to kind of manipulate their schedule to be where they want to be and when they want to be there. So when you're planning a fall event, make sure you plan it out accordingly and have that time available. The next thing, fall is notorious for having those switches in weather. It can go from hot to cold, like that. So when you're planning, always have a backup plan or a backup date just in case. If you're in like down here in southern Missouri, you're starting to see more of the tornado patterns form, and you really never know what's going to happen with the weather. So always have that backup plan and dress appropriately for that plan as well. I'll just give you guys a little example of that. It was late fall. And our leadership team at the facility I was working at we were hosting a garage sale. We posted it a month in advance. We were having it right there in the facility in like the education room, and we had everything laid out and ready to go. 5 o'clock in the morning, wake up, boom, snowstorm. I'm talking like northern Iowa. A snowstorm isn't 2 to 3 inches. A snowstorm is like 12 to 14 inches. And that's on the light side of a snowstorm there. So we actually had, I think we made over $400 profit that day. But because people had notification, they knew what was going on. They were planning ahead to get there and help us support the reason why we were putting on the garage sale. We still had quite a turnout. But if we would have had a backup date and put like a notification out on the radio saying the leadership team's garage sale has been postponed till this day, we might have had a better turnout for that. So that's just an example of having that backup date and the kind of weather in mind when you're planning events and such like that. The next topic I want to talk to you guys about is make sure to include what the event is for. People are more likely to respond or attend if they know all of the details about the event or the fundraiser. If they're kind of walking in blindsided, I don't go to things that I don't know exactly what's going on. A personal flaw, I guess. My husband's the opposite. He's more of like the fly by the seat of the pants type of person. Doesn't know anybody there. He'll walk right in and make 20 new friends in the first 5 minutes. I'm more of an introvert that way. I'd like to know who is there, what's going on, what's being sold, what time it is. Everything that I can possibly find out about the event is what I'm going to find out before I go. So just keep those things in mind when you're planning an event. Make sure to put in exact detail, especially what the event or the fundraiser is for. If you're fundraising for Alzheimer's, make sure that you are pushing that out there. If it's for your leadership team for back to school events, push that out there. If you're fundraising to get to CNA Fest 2019, make sure you put that out there, but also include information about those things. Not just if you're fundraising for Alzheimer's, don't just put I'm fundraising for Alzheimer's. Put in there I'm fundraising for the Alzheimer's Association to expand the resources and education, or to provide education in my center. If you're fundraising for CNA Fest 2019, make sure you put in there the dates, why you want to go, if you had an experience there before, what your experience was like in past years. So those are just a few tips on there. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about fall fundraising.
From the Heart, a weekly segment with John Willard, airs every Tuesday at 2:30 Central Time on CNA TV.
Welcome back to Katie in the Morning. Today we're talking about fall fundraising. The next tip that I wanted to bring to you guys is if you're just starting out in fundraising or planning events, start small. A lot of people, the reason that they stop doing things that they love or stop doing things for a cause is because it failed the first time. And a lot of the reasons that it fails the first time is because they plan things that are too big for them to handle. So if you're starting out small, do something like I just saw Forest Park, I believe had a mum sale to raise money for their leadership team to get to CNA Fest 2019. Really easy to handle. You can do it as an individual or a group, but say this was their first fundraising event and they tried to do like a block party with the inflatables and that sort of thing, and it fell completely flat on its face. There's a higher percentage that they would not try to do a fundraiser or an event in that kind of category again because of the lack of success there. But their mum sale went phenomenally in their community, and I congratulate them for that. Another small one that you can do, being it is the fall season and Halloween is right around the corner, is something small like a pumpkin painting contest or a pumpkin pie contest. The main thing that you want to keep in mind when you're doing fundraising and events is to have fun. Above all else, have fun. People are going to see you interacting with your team and with them, and that's how they're going to respond to you. And don't hold those. I don't want to say a grudge, but don't hold those things that you didn't have a great amount of success with. Don't hold it against yourself. That's one of the biggest downfalls of a CNA is when we learn from the mistakes that we made. They also say you teach best what it was hardest for you to learn. So there's just two things that kind of fall into that category. Just move on and move up to bigger things. If it didn't go over that well, try something different. There is a website that you guys can try. These are 21 fall fundraisers and ideas. The website is right there at the bottom, https://www.classy.org/blog/21-creative-fall-fundraising-ideas / So there it is, almost all in one breath. They have some really, really fun ideas on there when it comes to like the Halloween season, fall harvest, that sort of thing. So if you're looking for new creative ideas to do within your center or within your community, definitely check that out. I'm going to let you guys go for now, and I will see you next time on Katie in the Morning.